Good morning everyone, I am Saujanya and I'll be taking care of your computer subject. Now we already know that we have in this computer we have the first short topic in our lesson is the basics of computer science. So what is a computer? A computer we already know, we have already dealt in our earlier classes that computer is an electronic device which performs instructions given by the user, and these instructions are fed into the computer by using input devices, and we'll get the result from the computer from the output devices. And we already know that it is a collection of hardware and software. So what is a software and what is a hardware? A software means the instructions or the programs, set of instructions which we give to the computer is what is called as a software. And what is a hardware? Hardware means the physical components such as monitor, this one keyboard, mouse. These are what are called as the physical parts of the computer, and those are what are called as a hardware. These are the things which we can see and touch, but compared to the software, these hardware parts we can see and touch, but coming to the software, the instructions we cannot see nor we cannot touch them up. Okay, now what are the operations that a computer will be performing? First operation means it accepts data or instructions through the user by using input devices. Okay, next, what's the second part? Second part is it stores the data. Whatever we are giving the instructions, those things it is storing the data. Then what it will be doing? The next step is it will be processing the data. That means it will be giving you the result. That means for example, the teacher, I am asking you a question. I am asking you a question means I am giving you some instructions. Then what you people will be doing, you will be accepting my question. So that is what is called as input. Then after, then what you will be doing, you will be first you will copy the question which I have given you. That is what is called as storing of data. The next one is processing of data. Processing means, for example, I have given you a mathematical problem. Then you try to solve the problem. That is what is called as processing of the data by the user, by the computer. The next one, what you will be doing, you will be showing me the answers. That is what is called as a output. These are the four basic operations that the computer performs. Okay, the next one is the applications of the computer. We can see computers in every part in our daily each and every part of our life. We are seeing the computers. For example, now the online classes, by using the computers itself we are going ahead with these online classes in this pandemic period, right? Next, for playing computer games, watching movies, listening to music, storing the address, the telephone numbers in the computer in the schools, for the labs and all, we are for the processing and all these things we will be doing using the computers. Okay, what next one is in the offices or wherever the your father or parents, where they work, they try to in the buildings and all, the communication, whatever I am talking to you, it's through the network, right? So these also, the computers play a vital role in this one. In the banks and hospitals, banks, if you go there, they are now doing all the transactions online. You, whenever you want to pay some money for any aspect, GPay, PhonePe, these all are the applications of the computer in a various fields. Now for playing games, now in this pandemic period we can't go out and play games easily. So now what we are using Xboxes. Virtually we are our image is being given there, and then we are trying to play the games by using the Xboxes. So these are all the different applications of a computer. So the next topic is the organization of computer components. So what are the components of the computer? See here the input unit. Input unit, what it does, it reads the instructions, accepts the instructions or data given to the computer. So through the input, it is accepting the information from and giving it to the computer. These instructions, where they will be stored up, it will be stored up in the memory units. This is the hard disk and this is the RAM. All the intermediate and final results, everything will be stored in these units in the memory. So the next one is the arithmetic logic unit. This is the place where the arithmetic and the logical operations will be performed in the computer. Okay, this is the ALU. Next, this is the control unit. Control unit, what it does, it reads the instructions stored in the memory. That means the memory, hard disk and all these things, and then interprets them, that means translates them and executes them, that means performs. See here, it's like the brain of the computer. It accepts the instructions, it performs the arithmetic and logical operations, and then which like this, the input and all these things. Logical operations, when they are performed, they are doing by using the arithmetic and logic unit, and the results, what are the output which we are giving, they will be, you get the result from the output devices, and this is a monitor is an output device. So from there we will be getting the results, then the answers for our given instructions. See here, input unit, from the input unit it will be going to the memory unit, control unit, arithmetic, logic unit. From here it is processed and then the output will be given. So this is what is called as a central processing unit, and this is the brain of the computer. Okay. Now, what are the different input devices that are available? You people have, I think you people have already seen these things. Okay. The first one is the keyboard, and this is the barcode reader. I think you already have seen this in the supermarkets and each and every place. This is the horizontal. This is what is called as a barcode. Horizontal strip of vertical bars. So this, what does this bar contain? That is the code where the item has been developed, what's the price of it, and the manufacturer's details. All these things will be there in the hidden in the barcode. Now the barcode reader, this is the barcode reader. As soon as we place it on that light source, this red light, this light source and lens and the light sensor reads the instructions from the barcode. See here, as soon as they move, the instructions, the price of the item will be given to the computer. Okay, next one, this is what is called as OMR, optical mark reader. This one in the EAMCET examinations or any common entrance examinations, you people will be doing the bubbling. The choice will be, multiple choice questions will be there, and for those things A, B, C, D, in that you will be checking one, selecting one option. So those options will be read in this OMR, and then the answers, how many correct answers can be, they will be evaluated here, and the result will be printed up here. See here, capturing the UMA mark documents is the OMR sheet. Okay, these sheets are used to see here, this is how we do the bubbling. Collection agencies also uses, business agencies also uses, health and all. Next one is the OCR, optical character reader. This is also a mechanical or electronic translation of handwritten or typo documents, and then it is used to convert books, whatever books we are having, the handwritten books and documents into, it will be translated into the electronic files. See here, handwritten thing was there, it has been translated into electronic files. This is also used for record keeping, for a worksheet, work websites, or to publish any text on the website. This OCR is mostly used. So this OCR software can be attached in a scanner, mobile phone also it can be used up. Okay, see here how they are doing it. Scan the documents and then they will be converted into the digitalized format. Next one is the MICR, Magnetic Ink Character Reader. You all know that these are the bank checks. In the banking, they will be issuing some checks in order to send the data, collect the data. These checks will be having the code here. That is what is called as the check code. That thing will be scanned by using the MICR, Magnetic Ink Character Reader. Then it allows, this technology allows us to take the information. See here, this code will be selected up. That is the check number, where it is being issued up, to whom we are sending. All these information we can get from this check code, check number, and this check number allows us to get the bank transaction done easily. Next one is the output units. Output units means monitor, projector, printer, plotter. These all are the output devices. The first one is a monitor. Monitor is used to display the images. Whatever images that the computer generates, those images will be given by the monitor. It is also like a television. It also has a CRT to display CRT, cathode ray tube, which helps us to display the images on the screen. Earlier days the CRTs were used. Nowadays the flat LCDs, LEDs are used to produce the images. Let's see here, this is the LCD and the LED monitors. I hope you all are having these at your home. This one is the LCD projector. Projector means video images that the computer sends onto a big screen for the PowerPoint presentations, during the meetings. We can't show this small computer to each and every person. So a big screen will be given, and on that wide screen our LCD projector will be projecting the videos or the images for the particular meetings. See here the big screen, the LCD projector will be connected here, and for the meeting, so that it will be displayed in a big screen, because each and every person here has to be in a position to look at the screen and understand the topic content which this person is being telling. Okay, this one is the printer. I think you all are having printers at your home. The printer produces the text or the graphic documents in an electronic form. Whatever text or whatever the images which we are giving, the printer will be giving us a hard copy on a paper. So many printers are primarily used as local printers and attached to the, see, this computer is attached to the printer. This is the printer. It has been attached by using the cable, right? See, through this cable they will be attaching up. Next one, this is what is called as a plotter. This device is used to creating quality graphics, visuals, charts, and also maps also can be drawn by using this plotter. High resolution pictures can be drawn by using the plotter. So this is also a widely used one. So next one is a central processing unit. Central processing unit means it is like a brain of the computer. It's a primary element that carries out each instruction of a program in a sequence one after another to perform the basic operations of the computer. What are the operations which were there in the computer, those operations can be performed by using the central processing unit. This other name for it is the brain of the computer. It performs the arithmetic and logical calculations, and this will be used to store larger amounts of data, and that data can be processed at higher speed and producing good results. See here the CPU. This is the central processing unit. So in this one we will be having the ALU, arithmetic and logical unit. This one will perform the arithmetic operations, additions, fractions, multiplications, divisions. These are what are called as the arithmetic operations. Logical operations means yes or no, true or false. Those things are the logical operations. These things are performed by the arithmetic logic unit, that is the ALU. The next one is the control unit. This control unit extracts, that means takes the instructions from the memory, decodes them, and then it executes them. It performs the tasks. So that's why it is what is called as a control unit. See here, an instruction is being sent, it is checking where to send the information, and then it does the processing. Next one is the memory unit. A computer can store larger amount of data. Storage capacity will be more. This is what is called as a primary storage, and this is what is called as a secondary storage. RAM is what is called as a primary storage. Secondary storage, this is the hard disk. This is default. Primary storage means this is defaultly available in the CPU. The secondary memory means you can insert it if we want, if not we can just detach it. That's why it is what is called as a secondary memory. Okay children, with this we have completed up to this topic in your computer, in your lesson. So the work which I want to give you, the homework is to read the lesson. Read the lesson, the whole thing, and then read each and every content that was available there in this one, and then try to read the keywords that were available here in page number 7. The keywords that were available there, and also try to finish this exercise part, the fill in the blanks. Up to the topic which I have done, up to that topic, try to finish the blanks, exercises, and all this up to here. Okay, that is your homework, and we'll be meeting you in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.